Okay, hello English 150 students. This is week 5. So that means we're a third the way done with this semester, which is great. How you guys doing? Quarantine has been no fun and really difficult for me, and I miss people and I miss my classroom, and it's been rough. Hopefully you guys are having a better go at it than I am, but I know we're all struggling. So let's see, what else? I've been learning to play the guitar better than I have before. I've learning scales and modes and stuff like that, which has been cool. And oh, my chickens are getting big. Let me show you that. Here's one of the chickens. This one's Blackfoot. If you go back and watch my introduction video, she was about this big when I first showed her to you. And now, here she is. They're getting big. They're 6 weeks old at this point. And that's been fun. We sit and we watch YouTube videos at night together. And that's pretty cool. Alright, anyway, back at it. So, week 5, there are 3 main things that you have to do. The first is peer review. So I've assigned you 3 peer reviews, and I want you to get them done before class on Wednesday. So you have today and tomorrow to look at 3 of your peers' papers. And so those are due Tuesday night at midnight. So also I have 2 sections of class, and I just randomized it through everybody, so you may see students whose names you don't recognize because they're from my other class. So don't get freaked out by that. So your focus when you do these peer reviews is, hopefully going to be on the main things that I care about. You'll see them later when I show you the rubric in just a second. But I want you to mainly comment on how people are using story structure and how they're using vivid details to emphasize that story structure. Those are the main things I want you guys to care about in your peer review. But I know you're also going to mark things like, run-on sentences and missed commas and weird words or misspelled words and stuff like that. There's going to be a video at the end of this video that's going to show you how to use the peer review system on Canvas. I've also put it inside the peer review box on Canvas, so check that out. Okay. Alright, second thing you need to worry about is your personal narrative final attempt. So, we've been working on it, we've done peer review, I've given you feedback, you've turned in your first attempt. Now this week you're turning in your final attempt, and this is the one I'm going to grade. So the 225 points for the whole unit come down to what you're turning in now, right? And again, so the grade you get is 70% completion, so if you've turned everything in on time, both of the first attempts and everything, then you get 70% of your grade. You get a C automatically, right? And then after that, I give you the quality grade based on the rubric. So, let's see. Yeah, okay, I'm going to show you the rubric right now on Loom. All right, here's how you find the rubric for the personal narrative assignment sheet. In our class here, under Home, Assignment Sheets, Personal Narrative Assignment Sheet. I'm going to put this in its own window. Scroll down to the bottom here and show you the things that I'm going to be grading you on. Here, there's 3 categories. One is what I've been calling the story structure, but here it's called narrative. So the main things I'm going to be looking for is the narrative or story structure, your use of vivid details, and then your language, right? So those are the main 3 things. So in order to meet my expectations, there needs to be a clear beginning, middle, and end of the story. The events of the narrative need to add up to a cohesive story. You describe life before and after the changes of mind in a way that makes the story cohesive and meaningful, and that you've used the story formula to create the structure and organize the essay, right? So if you haven't done those things, you'll be marked poor performance, below expectation, meets expectation. Same thing with vivid details. We want the vivid details to create memorable images in your story, that the story needs to be located in a specific time and place, not just have generic descriptions of things, and that your personality is apparent and adds to the enjoyment of reading the document, right? That's only going to happen if you're giving us vivid details in the important parts of the story. So it's a poor performance if there's an overabundance of detail so that we're not sure what's important, or a lack of detail that makes the story generic, right? Or if the details are given arbitrarily or not at all, right? So that's how I'm grading that. And then as far as language goes, I'm checking to see you're meeting my expectations if you at a college level, you meet college level expectations of spelling and grammar. Paragraphs are concise and dense. We talked about paragraphs in class. Words are used intentionally, right? One thing I definitely don't want you to do is to just go to a thesaurus and start like peppering in other words because you're trying to sound smarter. Use the words on purpose, and that you're using punctuation that's in intentional and internally consistent. It makes the document easier to read. Okay, one thing that will give you poor performance if the language is overly wordy or fluffed up to fill space. One thing that's not included in here, but that is included in this college level expectations of spelling and grammar, is also that idea of audience meeting the expectations of like a non-member audience specifically. So that's the rubric. Okay, back to me. So my suggestion is read back through that rubric on the assignment sheet. I went through it pretty quick. And then use my feedback, your peer review feedback, and the rubric to revise your essay. And my suggestion is to do it early. And then have other people read through it. If you want to, you can use a text-to-speech web app. Let me show you how to do that on Loom real quick here. A thing that I like to do, if you can't find somebody to read your essay to you, is I'll go on and do text-to-speech web app. So Google that. There's some good ones. Let's see. Natural Readers, I think, is TTS Reader is the one that I like. Okay. TTSreader.com. So what you can do with this is you get your essay. So here's my one about playing the drums, right? So what I do is just go paragraph by paragraph, copy it, paste it into this box. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to hear this, and then I listen to it being read by someone from the US. So Alex from the US, and here. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but it's reading it to me. Okay, so that way you can hear your essay being read to you so that you can hear things that are wrong when you can't read them or see them yourself. So ttsreader.com is a great way to do that. Back to me. Okay, and if you're one of the people who has extra struggles with grammar, either because English is your second language or whatever reason, if you want to get done early and turn it in and then have a Zoom meeting with me so we can go through it in fine detail together, you take advantage of that, but make sure you set up your appointments early so that I can plan them out through the week and everything. So that's the personal narrative final attempt. The third thing that I want you to do this week is to start coming up with ideas for the next assignment, which I call baby science. I haven't told you a whole lot about this assignment. The main thing that you're going to be doing with this is choosing a category of thing, judging that 10 things in that category on 2 criteria, and then plotting that out on a chart and then writing kind of a lab report paper on that. I know it sounds kind of crazy. I'm going to give you a couple of examples right now and tell you what I'm expecting for you to turn in this week. So here you go. Here's that. So we're not quite at the point where you guys are going to be going over student examples right now, but I want to give you guys just a general idea of what the baby science project looks like. So the main thing that you're going to have is a chart. So here's the example. There's one I made about Jordan sneakers. Whoops. And here's one another student made about health drinks and how much they advertise their healthiness on their label. Okay, so what you need to choose this week, what you're giving me is the category of thing you want to talk about. So I chose Jordan sneakers. This guy chose health drinks. Another example is breakfast cereals. So like a big category of thing that you want to talk about. So tell me that. Actually, 3 versions of this, right? So a breakfast cereals, health drinks, sneakers, right? Whatever. And then what you want to give me is 2 criteria that you can use to judge that thing. So my criteria I used in my example was the likelihood that I'll buy a pair and the complexity of the design. So there's a lot of other ways that you could judge sneakers, like by their price, by their resale value, by how many celebrities have worn them in pictures, right? With health drinks, you could do sugar content, which this guy did grams of sugar per serving, and then the number of times the packaging says it's healthy, right? So you need to give me 3. This is going to be hard to explain. So 3 things where each one you give me the category of item, 2 ways that you judge that category of item, and then a couple of examples, right? If it's something easy, like for my Jordans, I just chose, there's Jordans numbered 1 through, they're up to like 35 now, but I just did the first 10, Jordan 1 through Jordan 10. This guy chose health drinks just based on, what we're what he had available to him in a vending machine or something like that, right? So he gave a Starbucks coffee, and a lemonade, grape San Pellegrino, stuff like that, okay? So what I want from you this week then is 3 categories of things you might want to talk about. For each one, 2 ways that you judge each of those things in those categories. Like breakfast cereals, you judge it on its sogginess or its sugar content, or how many bowls you can eat before you get tired of eating it, or the price, or something like that, right? We'll talk more about how there's subjective ways of judging it and objective ways of judging it in a little bit, but right now I just kind of want to see what ideas you have, okay? Okay, so that's the main 3 things this week. The peer reviews, turning in your final attempt of your personal narrative, and giving me your idea proposals for the baby science assignment of what you want to do. Let me know if any of those don't make sense or you have questions about them. Watch now the video about doing peer review on Canvas, and I'll see you guys later. I'll see you on Wednesday.
In this video, you will learn how to add comments on submissions, submit a peer review, and view peer review feedback on your own assignments. To learn more about this topic, visit the Canvas guides at guides.canvaslms.com. Additionally, permissions vary between users and institutions, so what you see in this video may be different from what you see in Canvas. To complete a peer review, first open the peer review assignment. In the submission box on the sidebar, you will see assigned peer reviews. Click the name of one of the assigned peers to begin reviewing. If you do not see your assigned peer reviews, you may need to submit your own assignment first. To view the submission, click the View Feedback link. If there is a rubric to be used for grading, click the Show Rubric link and fill it out as you review the assignment. Click Save Comment to save your rubric ratings. You may also be able to add comments directly on the peer review submission if Doc Viewer has been enabled and the assignment is compatible. Within the Doc Viewer toolbar, you can click the Comment button to leave a point or free text comment on the submission. You also have the option to create a drawing, highlight text, or strike out text. To delete a comment, hover over the comment in the sidebar and click the Delete link. Then click OK. To delete an annotation, first select the annotation, then press the Delete key and confirm deletion. To leave a general submission comment, type in the comment box. You can also leave a media comment or attach a file. Then click Save. You can view peer review feedback in a few places in Canvas. First, you can visit your course homepage to view feedback in the sidebar under Recent Feedback. Click the assignment name to be taken to the Submission Details page and to view the rubric details and full comments. You can also view peer review feedback on the sidebar of the appropriate assignments page. Click the Submission Details link to view the peer review details. If you uploaded a Word, PDF, Excel, or PowerPoint file for your submission, and the reviewer made comments on your document, click the View Feedback link to view the peer review comments directly on your file. Click the Show Rubric link to view the rubric ratings, if the instructor has included a rubric, and view the full peer review comments on the sidebar. You've now completed this tutorial video on peer reviews. For additional information on this or any other topic about Canvas, just visit guides.canvaslms.com. You can also ask questions and engage with other Canvas users by visiting community.canvaslms.com.